Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to the... God, this is gonna be so painful. This is the 8th side mission of Trapt, and it's kinda massively different from some of the other side missions that we've done so far. We get to immediately confront Catalina. This will be obviously a fight to the death. It's kinda odd they would put it into a side mission. Seems like something they would actually just put in the main mission, right? Well, that's because this isn't really going to be a fight. We are going to stand here and talk for massive lengths of time and get told all kinds of negative things about General Grains. Apparently he was actually kind of evil and he wanted to take over the kingdom, and Olaf was just kind of... which... I guess is how you would say ellipses. But we can honestly understand this is all a bunch of bullshit. We can't possibly believe that face. Look at that face. That is the face of a monster. Well, so is that one. But, yeah. Not too much to this. It's seriously a bunch of talking. And General Grains is not alive. I will ruin that for you right now. He's dead. He's very dead. His entire speech and monologue is just a bunch of bullshit. At least we get to see plenty of up-close looks at this costume that actually is for... I say it in the normal video, but I think the character's name was Rena, who was the main character of Deception 3. We do have one other secret outfit we'll be looking at later. I do want to say that this one is kind of weird, but oh look, we got a choice. I wasn't paying attention, so I guess we'll fight alongside her, because maybe that'll cause this game to be over. Won't that be great? But there we go. I wasn't sure how long I actually decided to pause there. But yeah, so let's say for some odd reason you decide Catalina is telling the truth and Grains was actually evil, and let's say you don't have brain damage. Let's go with that. So, if you make that choice, then these two knights will rush in. They will talk about how sexy Catalina is in some distressing manner. What are you doing with this vixen? And it seems like it's going to be some big fight, but instead they suddenly puss out and say, we can't fight the princess. She's a monster who we're supposed to be fighting. So they immediately run off. They will not even fight us, which is confusing to say the least, but we can at least look at their descriptions, which are not anywhere entertaining or interesting. They're just loyal to Grains. We kind of already figured that. They're not really interesting at all, and really the side mission just does not make any sense. But I guess at least shows something I haven't really shown off before, which is that we can actually select rooms we are not even currently in and set up traps ahead of time. I don't think it will start the countdown timer for the trap, so you still have to wait for it to recharge or charge up when you actually get in the room. But I'm trying to think. It's actually really, really difficult to kill these guys before they reach an exit. You can kind of distract them somewhat by running close to them, but you can't really set off a trap properly that way because you'll just end up getting hurt as well, and really there's no benefit or bonus to doing it. You're not going to get that much arc or wall, and they're not going to show up in your compendium of totally murdered victims. I guess it's mostly to tell yourself that you did it. And spoiler alert, I don't do it. It's really honestly a pain in the balls. And there you go. One guy already got away, and I'm sure he said, "Great summer, he's dead," which is what Japanese people sound like to me. They sound like people that have got part of their brains cut out. And there you go. I blew myself up. My poor matador costume will never be the same. So once both of them have managed to run away, we feel kind of stupid because we just wasted about a minute of our time, along with the 4 minutes of just rife political commentary that came beforehand whenever we were talking to Catalina. But oh no, what's this? Some type of twist? We're getting accosted by question marks? No, sadly, this is just a rather unknown young boy that will never really factor into the plot of the game. He just tells us that the Catalina we were talking to was not really Catalina at all, but was instead some shape-shifting magician. Not honestly 100% sure. I don't even know what that would have benefited anyone for that matter. Maybe it's a reference to one of the earlier Deception games? Who knows? But just to show off, well, what would happen if we decided to refuse Catalina? What do you think, as the viewer, would happen? Well, if you said even less, you would be very right. That's right, if we happen to turn her down, instead of having to chase after the two knights, well, the two knights will pretty much show up either way, and we just kind of skip chasing after them, and you'll see in a second. Either way, Allura seems to be pretty reasonable if you do choose to refuse, and that, she'll be like, well, if we were the cause of, all the suffering, I fully accept and understand that, and be willing to let Grain step in and become a horrible despot himself. Yep, so the knights rush in. They say, "Damn your sweet tits for ruining the country," or something like that. And then they proceed to chase after her into an adjacent room. Yet again revealing furthermore, hey, guess what? General Grains is dead. I don't even know if he would have had an effect on the plot, honestly. So, being an inquisitive young princess, we follow them into the adjacent room to find they are all mysteriously dead. And it's question marks again. With an even creepier blank look than the princess can pull off. And he just informs us yet again he was sent mysteriously to protect us, and mysterious forces, and oh yeah, that queen was not the real queen, your queen is in another castle. And honestly, yet again, this seems like it would be actual plot to the game. It's really not. It's just telling us that Allura is a moron, and she's naive and she'll believe anything. But if he tells us one important thing that we might not have known, hey, guess what? General Grains is fucking dead. That's right, we have been told multiple times by now, General Grains is dead. So, yep. With that out of the way, I'll see you next time for the hopefully more pointful side mission.